Okay.
So I went to the grocery store
Yes.
and, to get my water. And I keep hearing these noise. And I'm like, where is that noise? There's some kind of like music playing along with me. I'm like, what is that music? Turns out somebody has left their cell phone in the basket. Yes. So Jennifer, of course, tries to like pick it up. It doesn't seem to be an apple, which has me confused. And I am concerned as to the safety of it because I was able to answer it. And dude, where's your lock? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where's your screen lock? But that's okay. We're not judging. And I'm like,
Right.
hello. And then I'm realizing because I wear hearing aids, my phone is connected to my ears. This lady is not connected because this is not my phone. And it has some kind of thing hanging out the bottom end of which I'm concerned about. So I keep trying to pull it. But I'm like, I can't hear you. And then I'm like, oh, hold on. Hold on. I wear hearing aids. Let me find the speaker button. So then I put the speaker button and her, her name is Kitty Cat or Kitty Cat Dad. It's the daughter. Whoever this dad is, it's the daughter. And I'm like, don't worry, honey, because I think I'm worried that she's gonna think that her dad is messing around because some woman has answered his phone. Like in my mind, I don't think that she's with him, right? I automatically assume and I'm like, don't worry, I don't know your dad. I don't know your dad at all. I'm not with your dad.
No association with your
I
dad.
am in the grocery store buying 7 Up, and somehow your dad's phone has been left in the grocery store. And then I'm realizing I still cannot hear her. And then I'm like, I cannot hear you. I will bring this phone to the front desk. So then of course, I'm there with the 7 Up man. He's putting up the things again. He goes, how nice you are. Remember, because our conversation before when I said,
Yes.
when I
Yeah,
complained about how
you've
many
got the
people.
hookup with this 7 Up man.
Yeah.
So he's given you the special, he's given you the extra stash he keeps in the
Yeah.
back.
Yes. And he goes, you're very nice. And I go, well, I don't know what I said because I can't hear a thing that she is saying to me. And then I go to the front and then I think, oh, I only have to get one more thing, which is my pasta. And I will just buy the pasta and then head to the front, right? Because you can't like take your basket over there. So I
Mhm.
go to get the pasta. The phone is ringing again. And I'm like, okay, we're at a code red. I get it. We're stressed out. We're upset. And Jennifer has decided to make this about herself and go get pasta instead of returning. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I answered again and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get the pasta. And somehow the 7 Up lovely man has come up and he goes, would you like for me to help? And I was like, yes. Yes, I would. Here's the phone. Thank you. Like, I appreciate it. Like, and so I just want to start it by saying, someone asked if I wanted help, and I said, absolutely yes. And so I kind of
Yes.
want to talk today about the theme about how we don't ask for help,
Yeah, okay.
how we've never asked for help. We've been very independent. And so
And so
asking for help is very difficult for us, right?
true.
Um, yes, I have some with my last week and the my chronic migraine from hell. I want to talk a little bit about, when you ask for help.
Yes, I love this kicking it off
Mhm.
right and real from the very start of going, let us dive into today and focusing on
Mhm.
asking for help. Why asking for help moves us into a space of uncomfortable, right? And then also, like, what we get at when we ask for help. Like
Mhm.
it's so crazy how we're like, I don't know, I shouldn't ask for help. And then when you do, it's like the curtains part, the sun comes out, the flowers bloom. It's like like in a Disney movie, right? Where
Somehow.
suddenly everybody starts singing, hooray, she's asked for help. And the universe opens up. But until then, we're like, it's not possible.
Hmm. Hmm.
There is not going to be sunshine. There is not going to be flowers blooming. There is not going to be a chorus of singing when we ask for help. It's going to be the hardest thing. And when we actually do it,
Hmm.
would you like some help? Yes. Yes, I would.
I would like some help, but I don't always ask for help. Well, I think very rarely. I feel like on the outside, I am this regulated, like calm person, but on the inside, there is a world going on in there. And sometimes I don't even realize like how much that I mask this cool, calm, and collected persona, but inside, I'm in fight or flight. And I think through this experience with my chronic migraine, I have felt that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like I feel like I am so like emotionally regulated. And yes, I am emotionally regulated. Like when I get upset and I can sense it in my brain, I can regulate, I can breathe it down, I can center myself. However, I am a tight inside ball of like anxiety and fight and flight and stuck in like, ugh. And you can tell with my clenched up, I'm not listening to my body, my neck, my shoulders. Like it's just that I, I'm saying the words of, oh yes, I'm breathing. I'm calm, cool, and collected, but my body does not match my words. That my body's action does not match my words. Hmm.
Yeah, and Jen, tell our chapter peeps how what do those migraines look like? Like what are we talking like a migraine a day, like maybe a little migraine? How many days are we talking when we're
Hmm.
talking big time, right? We're not talking like oh, I had a sprinkle of a little migraine. Like we're not talking like that. We're talking like living in the hard and being deep in the hard. And I think that's important to remember because for all of us, like we all walk in that really tough place at some point in our lives. And it's like, it's hard where you want to go. I wish we could say that this is a easy, like this is a little trial, if you will, right? I went on a hike today, and we're practicing an incline, because we're getting ready to climb a mountain,
Not a mountain,
like a mountain, right? Like we're getting ready to do
not
a hard
Shasta.
thing, right? We're getting ready for this, and again, like going like climbing up that mountain is like when you're doing that incline, the hardest part is to like not panic halfway through and to go, my lungs are not going to, as we're practicing, like my lungs aren't going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like I think it's an example again of like when we wherever we are when we're in the hard, asking for help, it becomes like almost like you're strapping into a rocket ship. Like you're like, okay, guys, we're going to the Mars. We're going to Mars. Should we ask for help? And it's like, no, best not to ask for help, right? Let's best not to ask for help. Have you ever been to Mars before? Probably not. Do you know what you need? Not really. Should we ask for help? Doubtful,
Hmm.
right? Like why that becomes like the shoulders go up, the arms start to tighten. Everybody has our like trip to Mars feeling when it comes to asking for help, whatever that is. But it's like everything, your whole body starts to go, Mayday, Mayday, we're going down, we're going down. And it's like, should we ask for help? And it's like, we'd rather crash than ask for help.
Well, you know what? We grew up in the generation where you didn't ask for help. You were
Mm-mm.
on your own, right? Our parents were working. It was like you had to figure that shit out. And wherever you were hurt, you had to figure it out. And you and I were the oldest children, so we had to figure out for the whole tribe, why our parents were so you didn't have anybody really to ask for help. You had to just figure it out on your own, and we did figure it out. But I think by that systematic value or programming that was at the time, you you didn't realize that there was anybody to ask for help or any of those things. So you became so like fiercely, you know, independent. And I then it became, oh, shame if you asked for help, right? And then you had to work through, okay, I'm going to ask for help. And then all the shame of asking for help. And here I am, like, okay, fine. With my migraines, I'm going to ask for help. And then you ask for help, and then no help is given. And then it's like, ah. My reaction is, this is why I don't ever ask for help, right? I don't need anybody. I will do this all on my own, right? And then it's like, okay, why do I have to learn so many lessons at once? Like, so I realized, yes, okay, you can't have that reaction, Jen. That's your first reaction. That is the pattern that you're breaking. The little, I'm gonna forget it then, right? It's over. I'll just do it on my own because that is a reaction. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna breathe it through. I'm going to make a different choice, and I'm going to keep asking for help and keep, going down different paths until I get the answer because I deserve help, right? It's that lesson into the self-worth, right? So it's the two lessons at once, but it's like, I'm annoyed that I have to have two lessons at once. Ah,
Jen, I'm not even okay. This is the what do you see?
the biggest beetle ever. Oh my God. There's
Outsider in, outsider in.
outside, outside, yes.
Okay, okay. So, great. This break is brought to you by Beatles. Sometimes they're in, sometimes they're out. But I am not, okay, here's where I have a double standard. Okay. So, let's say the hubby can't find something in the house. He says, Babe, do you know where these bowls are? And I go, in my head, I think, did you even look? Like, why are you asking me for help? Have you exhausted all of your options? So that's like one way to look at it, right? Then we got the other way over here where the person goes to extreme levels before they ask for help. They get to the point where they're ready to flip tires. They've they're doing they've done everything they could. They've exhausted, they've gone through the house. They are pissed off, but they're not asking where that bowl is because they're going to go through every cupboard first. And we
You're
go,
on day 16 of a migraine and you're rolling up the white flag. You're like, please help. Please help. I'm going down.
and
I'm going down.
you don't even like, you're kind of like this. You're like, please,
No, you're
I
like
got a
this.
little flag, right?
You're
But
like, I
then,
don't want to do it anymore. I don't
right.
want to
And
do it
my
anymore.
husband is like, he's like 3 seconds in, he's like, I don't know where that bowl is. I'm gonna ask for help. And I'll give judgment. I'm like, did you even look? Right? Did you even go through any of the cupboards? And I'm like, why should someone have to go through all the cupboards? Like, is it okay just to say, I don't even know where to start? Why would I spend 5 minutes? I almost said 30 minutes, but let's even go shorter than that. Like, why would you even spend like 5 minutes? If you don't know where something is, it's like 5 minutes of my time is too freaking precious. So now I'm gonna raise that flag within 5 minutes ago. I need help. My time is too precious. I'm not going to spend 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours opening every cupboard to find a bowl. But not Shannon Mahoney. Shannon Mahoney over here is going to go, I'm not asking for help until I've opened every cupboard in the house twice. Because
Mhm.
don't say I didn't try, right? I tried. And then I'll raise my little flag.
Mhm.
And I think the point is why and at that point then my whole body is vibrating. Like
Yeah.
I'm mad
Yes.
with the world because I'm like I'm sure now that the universe is hiding the bowl from me.
It's expectations, right?
Mm,
I I shouldn't ask for help is my expectation. I shouldn't have to ask for help. I should be able to figure this out on my own.
mm.
And I'm not worthy if I have to ask somebody else for
Oh
help.
yeah.
And on the other hand, you're judging, oh my God, they asked for help. They're helpless. They can't do anything. And we're, like that's not really a migraine. Come on, it's a headache. How long? It's like those kind of things. Like he's not capable of looking at himself. So we have to really be gracious or, that perspective. Okay, how am I reacting to this person asking for help? Or how am I reacting when I ask for help and I get this response?
Right. And it's a mind shift in the sense that if I judge everybody else who asks for help, then then it's almost like I am standing up and going, see, I don't ask for help
Mhm.
and see how balanced I am. And then on the inside, I'm like I said, I'm hijacked. I'm extremely frustrated. I'm extremely mad that I can't find the bowl. And if I had just said, "Hey, does anybody know where the bowl is?" Somebody might go, "Oh yeah, it's in my room. Let me go get that for you."
Mhm.
As opposed to me going through every cupboard, every room, trying to find a bowl, a silly bowl. And why don't I value my time
Mhm.
in my example as much as the hubby does, where he says, I can't find the bowl in 5 minutes. I'm going to ask somebody for it. Instead, I don't value my time enough,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
thinking, why do we backseat ourselves and go, get to the back? You go to the back there. You don't deserve to be in the front seat of the car. You get on back. You don't
Yeah.
even deserve to be in the car.
Yes.
Get out, run along beside the car.
Well, and I think expanding that idea of our nervous system and regulating our nervous system is not just about regulating our clearing our mind and our breath. It has to do with our body too. So I can pretend and sit here and be like, I'm so regulated. But really, my shoulders are tense, my hands are in fists, like my neck is tight. On the inside, I'm like all over the place. I told you like a couple of weeks ago, I got my massage because I've been working on trying to like, relax and relax. So I'm really relaxing the mass, but underneath the body part is just like a mess. So the guy that I go to, his name is William, and he was like, I could feel like he was like shaking. And I was like, is he shaking or is that my body shaking? And then I thought, well, I hope he's not shaking. He's probably been working so hard. And then I thought, it's the last session of the day. Here this man is, his hands are hurting and he probably has arthritis from having to like I went into like this whole monologue.
Yeah, you may, while you're supposed to be
Yes,
relaxing,
worried about
hold
that.
on, you're supposed to be relaxing. And instead of relaxing, you have now taken your personal time, your most precious time, and you have shifted it. And now you're thinking about William.
Hmm. Now I'm thinking about William. So then I erased that, right? And then, but still, I can feel his vibration at the end. I was like, I asked him, I was like, were your hands shaking um at the end? And he was like, no, that is your tightness. And I was like, that was me shaking? He was like, yes, that was me shaking. So I have like I'm This is my work that I'm going to do is really diving into that body aspect of it because I've got to go, it's here's the problem, it's the what's the problem under the problem, and it's like regulating that part of the nervous system, which means the body part as well, right? Like, what does that look like? And how do you get your body to regulate? It's not always just relaxing, sometimes it's moving around. So, in my research, they have said that people that hold tension and things like that, it's the moving around, it's the releasing, it's the movement that releases the tension, not the relaxing. And all these years I've been doing all this relaxing and stuff. So now I bought a vibration plate and I'm gonna sit my booty on the vibration plate and shake away the tension.
Love this. I I have never heard of a vibration plate. I can imagine what it is, and I imagine it's like, those little kids that are in the cart at the grocery store, and they're like, I want to go home, and you could see them, and the parents are pushing them, and the cart's going, "Gah, gah, 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 gah," and they think it's so funny to make their like voices do that shake. I'm like,
Good.
in my mind, it's an upgraded vibration. Joan Milton.
Yes, it's the
Uh,
dying cockroach.
yeah,
An acting exercise. I'm like,
it's a vocal acting exercise.
in a body, like getting the tension out.
Okay.
Mhm. That's where I'm at because I got to do something. I got to do something. I will say that I went to Shannon's house. Was that last week? Yeah, last week.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, for a little Easter, at least little Easter party.
yes, for Easter. And I thought, that I thought that Shannon's house had a ghost, and I thought that the ghost was actually like near me and talking to me because every time I went down the stairs, I heard creaking and it was so loud. And there was, I struggle with my hearing. So I'm like, this ghost is attached to me and somehow it's been with me. And then little signs like Shannon made carrots, like there little things were popping up the whole time, or like there was strawberry shortcake. Anyway, I'm like, Shannon, I'm hearing a ghost. Like, come down the stairs and listen. Listen to see if you hear it. 'Cause I feel it was walking with me every time I walked down the stairs. Nope. It's my knee. Something's terribly wrong with my knee. Shannon was like, Jen, I think that sound is coming from you. Well,
You are your ghost. But that tells you how much we really want maybe a ghost to walk with us, right? And we're ready for it. Like we are ready for it. But with that said, like to kind of go back with that, there was some really magical things that had happened, friends. Not to go too far away from asking for help, but thinking about, who from the spiritual world does walk with us, and are we armed with folks, this world, otherworldly, that do help us and who join us. And I would say, like, there was a really interesting thing happen. So Jen came to visit for Easter weekend, and yo, I'm not a smooth talker, Betty Crocker. Like, I figured out about 4 or 5 years ago that I'm the oldest of seven, and I was like, you know what? Cooking doesn't really like speak to me anymore. I was like, that's not my thing. And granted, I grew up right. So I like mama would be coming home from work and I'd be like, okay, mom, I'll get dinner ready. And she'd leave me a list of how to cook dinner. And I'm not talking gourmet, if you will. I know it's gourmet, everyone. But like so it would be like just spaghetti. Like it would be like spaghetti, meat sauce, bread, salad. Like it would be a simple thing, but she would leave me instructions and I would do it. Okay. So I can play it real fast for you. Is it going to be super delicious and amazing? probably not, but I can plate a meal fast for you. By the time my mom had left her work, I could have food on the table when she was walking in for all my brothers and sisters. So really led that. So with that said, I decided that's not my place anymore. Like that's not my like I'm asking for help here. I don't want to do that. So we're preparing for Jen's crew to come and stay with us. And we decide, let's do some glazed carrots. Let's do some carrots. Jen was like, my mom loved carrots. Like, who has carrots? And I was like,
Nobody. And
I
nobody
don't.
would ever eat them. I used to eat them, so and she put extra sugar in them too, which
Good job, Mama. Good job, Mama. And then I was like, what are we doing for dessert? And I was like, maybe strawberry shortcake. So without even knowing any of this, pretty soon the whole meal is a meal that Mama Susan would have loved. And Jen is like sitting there going, so what are we having? And it's like, pretty soon Jen's like, that's what my mom, that was like her favorite vegetable.
Mhm.
That was my mama's favorite dessert. Like we're just checking off the boxes here. So of course she's thinking at some point she's like, who else is showing up for this meal? So every time she goes down the stairs, there's that creaking sound. She's like, well, all the spirits are having the meal with us today. So I get that like that
Yeah.
silliness. It was your knee, but some really special things happened that were like that we were surprised about. Like we were like, huh, how did that show up that way?
Yes. Well,
Mm.
I know it's funny how things happen like that because on this Saturday was the first day I didn't have a migraine in 17 days. And
Oof.
it was on the 18th. And the 18th is my day that my mom's birthday falls on. And then I saw that squirrel and it's been around all day, just all over the place. It's so funny, like its tail. And so that's when I was late when you texted because I was like, oh God, yes. I've been out here watching squirrels.
Been watching squirrels all day, seeing what these squirrels are all about.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, so I want to like that asking for help thing got me thinking about how on the other side of it, I will help when no one asks.
Mm-hmm.
So asking for help and how critical that is when we need help, waving that little flag. And sometimes it feels like I'm ashamed to wave that little flag, right? It could be a big old flag. You can wave it first in a meeting and say, I don't understand, I need help. Right. And it's weird because we teach kids to do that. They're in the classroom. If you need help, just ask. And it's like, then we have like the adults who are leading the children going, yeah, but don't ask, right? Like if you need help, just ask. Secretly don't ask, right? Because that would be me. But then I'm also thinking about what happens on the other side of that, of like providing help when nobody's asked,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
jumping in to help when nobody's asked you to help at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? And asking those questions. And one of my, Jen knows this story, but I'll share it with you. One of my favorite stories is like, Brennan, my son was like, when he was young, one morning he got up and he said, hey, mom, dad, I need a suit. And it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, right? There is no suit to be had in our house. And I was like, no problem. I got this. Like, I'm ready to get out my scissors, my glue gun, and I'm ready to start cutting up sheets. Like, I'm going to Julie Andrews my shit, and I'm going to make the boy a suit. Like, do I have experience in this? No. Do I even cut well? No, I'm left-handed. I'm the worst cutter ever. But I am ready to start making a suit. I'm ready, right? I'm ready to dive in and help. He said I need a suit. I'm ready. And the hubby comes out and he's like, wait, why are we doing this? I go, who knows? But I got the scissors out. I'm ready to go. And he's like, let's just stop. Like, can we ask a few questions first before we just dive in full throttle help? And like Kirk's like, why are we doing this? When are we doing this? What is this for? Is this happening today? Meanwhile, I'm like, again, Sound of Music's Julie Andrews. I'm
Victim
ready to cut.
mode.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Hmm.
And like diving in so far to help when nobody's asked for help.
Hmm.
And being in that space and going like, where is the line of help? And how interesting that I won't necessarily ask for help myself, but I am going to dive into a lake. I will jump off a cliff. Like, I don't even know why you may want me to jump off a cliff. I'm jumping. I've not asked any questions, not even curious. I'm like, you want me to go? I'm jumping.
Hmm.
Could we have other options? Right. So that balance of like thinking about like asking for help when we need it, and that other side of like diving in and providing help when nobody's asked.
Well, I would say why do you feel the need to, or why do we feel the need to control that situation? Why do we feel the need to interject and control a situation that we're not a part of?
Mm. Well, yeah. Is it like, I don't know, is it control or is it like, why are you involved? Why are you involved in this or inserting yourself into something that maybe you don't belong?
Hmm.
And then refocusing your attention in areas where you actually do need help
Hmm.
and spending your time, your very precious, precious, or most valuable resource of time, and spending your time asking for the help and the things you need
Hmm.
so you can move forward in that area as opposed to so quickly abandoning what you need and jumping on over here and trying to help where there is no need for you.
Hmm. Yeah, because it's easier. We've been brought up to
So
help
much
others,
easier.
and we've been brought up to, fix situations. And so it's not the other people's fault that we make that choice. That choice lies with us. Like, it's how
Mm-hmm.
many times are you going to choose to abandon yourself and try to fix situations? Really, it's because you have a fear there. There's a fear about working on yourself.
Yeah.
There's a fear that it's holding, there's something holding you back that you don't like in order why you shift your attention to everybody else. Because in the background, the problem underneath the problem is you're building resentment, right? It's you're building resentment and you don't know when you're building resentment. I talk about this all the time. You build up resentment and then it comes out like, well, that never is reciprocated for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no one does that for me. Like, I do all of these things, right? But that expectation isn't given to me. And that is our own choice too, right? It's our choice to have that expectation that that should be reciprocated. And then we get upset, right? So if it's like, I don't ask for help, I don't ask for help. And then it comes out, well, you know what? I'm just as busy. No one ever helps me.
Yes.
No one
Yes.
ever helps me. So we're back in the same spot where Jennifer
Yeah.
was. You know what? Then I'm not going to ask for help. I don't need anybody's help. This is why I don't ask for help. I do this all on my own. That's that resentment voice. The same with that resentment that, boils up for.
Yeah, and that doesn't hurt anybody else. Like when you say, I'm not asking for help. Nobody ever helps me. I'm not asking for help, then fine. And it's like, but who does that hurt?
Well, I can say on the receiving end of that, like when people in my life in relationships that would say that, it did hurt, because then I would, it programmed me into, walking on eggshells, or it programmed me into, oh, I'll just handle that. I'm not going to do that. It does hurt the other person, but I do think it's a choice, right? Like I cannot go around and help all these people and try to control all these situations, because I'm too, I don't want to be distracted, and not by helping myself, I'm going to distract myself by trying to control all of these other situations. But in the background, I'm going to build up resentment because I truly want those things.
Yeah. No, I think I was saying that when we say, fine then, I'm not going to ask for help. It's like you're only going to that the rest of the world is not going to go, "Oh, no, please, please ask me for help," right? When you draw that line and you go, fine then I won't ask for help. It's like, then don't, right? Like it's like you are only isolating yourself and making it more and more difficult to ask for help and to receive help when we put that badge of armor on and do that it makes it, you are isolating yourself more and more. And then when you again then you're like that loneliness, that feeling of not having anybody help you, you're just pushing yourself further away as opposed to going, I need help. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. And help can be in such a small way. Again, it's like you're in a meeting and everybody's talking about something and you feel like you're the only one who doesn't know. It's an act, I think, of real bravery to be able to go, I, I don't know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
I don't know what you mean. I honestly don't know. And when you witness other people doing that, like you're like, oh, thank gosh, I didn't know what we're talking about either.
Mhm.
It's so strangely powerful, but it's so weird that we like everywhere you go, like you see that those instructions all the time. If you have any questions, just ask for help. If you have any questions, just ask the AI bot. If you have any questions, it's there like all day long. If you have any questions, just ask for help. So why again, we're learning and talking about like what we will do or not do in order to ask for help. Like what will we sacrifice and not to ask for help, and how the doors would open, the sun would shine, metaphorically speaking, the flowers would open, and the little like Disney song would come on and they would start singing, right? When you ask for help, it's like the world, it's almost like the massage, right? With all the tension, it's like starts to dissolve, and it's like all that tension starts to dissolve. It's like, so why are we so bent on not doing it? And I think it gets back to exactly what you said at the beginning of like, that's like a condition of our childhood and a product of who we are, of like being told it's okay to ask for help, but
Really
seeing,
wasn't okay to ask for help.
right,
You know
like
what I
being
mean?
told like that the lesson is like ask for help, but don't ask
Because when we respond to people, like you said, with help, we don't want to help them. We respond with judgment.
for
So
help.
we were taught to ask for, not to ask for help,
Go
and we've
find your
been
own
taught to
damn
ask for
bowl.
help.
Go
And but
find
then
your
the
own
people,
damn bowl.
yes, it's like we got to look at that part, right? It's the same thing when I went to the ER, my daughter took me to the ER, and I get to the little thing to check in, and the lady's like, and my daughter has known, Madeline knows that I haven't been feeling well for, a while. I get there and the ladies, and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, I can't see out of my left eye. In my right eye, I'm starting to see auras and distortions. Having trouble with my speech. And she's like, what is your pain level? It's like a level 10. And I was like, and I'm low, and I'm low on this. So I said all of those things. And the nurse went and got the thing. And Madeline turned to me and she was like, Mom, I didn't know any of those things. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
because I had kept them inside, right? The mask of I'm calm, but on the inside. And I was like, oh yes, this is why you have to ask for help, and you have to remember that
Yes, true.
you might be saying it to yourself on the inside, but you also need to say it out loud to your loved one that it's
I
the
need
process.
help.
Yeah.
I need something right now. Friends,
She knew
family,
it because I never asked to go to the ER. So, she knew
I
it. She
think.
was like,
Like
that was like,
you were at a like you were at a
yet
code
again,
red.
not asking for help. And then I go to the ER, and who doesn't get help? Me.
Ah,
But, that's the thing. I'm not going to shut down because when I got upset about it, I was like, nope, I'm not going to shut down. I finally came home and I was like, ugh, I'm like, I'm going to calm myself down. And then Thursday, I worked on it, and then Friday. I had still a little headache, but I felt better. But then I was like, okay, then I'm gonna go to work. And then I was like, no, you still have a little. If you go to work, you're gonna push yourself and then you're gonna go back into where you were. Let's just, right? And then I woke up Saturday morning and it was the first day in like 16 days that I had not had the migraine. And I wanted to like, I just sat there and I just felt so grateful. And I just sat in bed and cried. And I was like, oh, the pain is not there. And I'm like, you know what? Every day that I don't have that crazy pain, I'm just going to be grateful. I'm just going to be grateful because I started to get scared. Like, oh God, like what if that pain comes back? I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to sit in gratitude that it's not there. And I'm just going to continue to push forward and ask for help. And I feel like uh, that's important, especially in the healthcare. It seems so crazy nowadays. I have health insurance, but I spend more of my money out of pocket to go to other places to get people to hear what I am saying. And that, I don't even understand what insurance is for anymore. And I'm a transplant patient. So I'm pretty comfortable in the healthcare field.
I also want to like just focus a little bit on like talking kind of like a little shift of like almost saying like you had to like turn to yourself to get help a bit and talking about that little space right there of going like making the choice not to go to work feels like you
I
asked.
put myself first. And for someone
Yes,
that is a
yes,
perfectionist
yes,
and for
yes,
someone that, puts everything before herself, that was huge. And I
yes.
sat in guilt in it and I felt terrible for it. Like all day
Okay,
long, I was like, you could have gone to work. You shouldn't. And I was like, no, I'm guarantee you. And then when I woke up that Saturday, because I guarantee you, I've done this dance for,
right.
you know, 18 years because I
And it's
could,
not a good dance. It's not a fun dance. It's not
no.
like a we're in the club booty popping dance. Mm-mm. It's not a good dance.
No, I have to take medicine, my transplant medicine, which lowers my immune system so that I don't fight off my kidney, takes away my magnesium. And magnesium is so important. And because it takes away my magnesium, I'm always fighting to get magnesium, but I can never get it above the critically low, which causes all of these neurological things. And uh, I cannot take ibuprofen or pain medicine because that is not allowed. And I don't want to sound ungrateful for my transplant because I am not. I'm very grateful for my transplant. But you start something with the health, there's something that is always, something happens that occurs after cause and effect. And then you have to work on the cause and effect. It just is shocking that, most men are in the neurology field and they are not good listeners. And let's be real, women don't have a lot of say in healthcare, and we have not been uh, studied. Men have been studied instead of women. So there's not a lot of help when it comes to migraines and those kind of things. But
Yes. But
It's,
you gave yourself a little help when you were like, okay, I am not going to, I'm not going to work. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time so that I can
I know.
take care of me.
That's huge for me, Mahoney. You
You're
know it.
you're asking the 7 Up man for help. You're asking yourself for help. You're doing a help dance. This is it's happening, Jen.
Yeah, and when you come this weekend, we're gonna vibrate ourselves into
I hope
relaxation.
so. Yeah. Look out because in this chapter we're vibrating. Is it
Mhm.
dirty? No. Everybody
It
pull.
probably was because I ate a burger on Friday night too. Really, on Friday, I hadn't had eaten anything because I had had such terrible nausea, so I hadn't eaten a meal yet. And so Madeline got me a burger and some fries on Friday. That's what she said. She was like, "All you needed was a burger and some fries, Mom." And I was like, "That's right."
You're damn right. You just need a 7 Up man. You need to ask for help. You need to vibrate a little. Stay not so dirty. Everybody pull it back up and a burger and fries. And
Mhm.
that's how we wrap this session, people.
Yes.
That's how we wrap it up.
And we're going to start to add our body into our nervous system regulation. It's not just our breath, it's how much tension do we also hold in our body.
I think this is right.
Mhm.
This is right.
Mhm.
Good.
I
Well,
know.
we covered a lot this session.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
It's hard damn work.
It's hard damn work.
Working on not abandoning yourself and meeting your own damn needs. It's hard work. I feel it might be harder than focusing on everybody else's needs.
We don't need to focus on everybody else's needs. That's the hardest damn thing.
I
We
know.
don't need, none of us need to stop focusing on everybody else's needs, especially all the mamas out there. We got to focus in so we can heal out.
That's right, Lily.
Mm.
That's right.
All right. That's
Well, thank
good.
you, my friend. Thank you for our time.
We did good.
We'll have to do like a whole thing on Mount Shasta. We
Girl,
might have to invite Courtney in and do like a
I think so. The climb.
climb.
That's right. The climb. I like it. All right. Are you turning off the recording?
Yeah.
Okay.